Nikki, and I'm here to tell you about somebody that meant a great deal to me, which is my grandfather. Ever since I was little, we were inseparable, until the time I was 12 when he passed away. But he still influences my life to this day. When I was younger, he taught me how to ride a bike, something that's a huge milestone in a child's life. I was the first of the grandchildren to be able to ride my bike down the road when I was 6 years old, the youngest of the bunch. At first it was only 100 feet, and then it was half the block, and then it was the whole block. He taught me that when you have a responsibility, you have to fulfill it when somebody trusts you. He also taught me how to play baseball, and he never missed a game. He was there when I started t-ball until my later years in soccer and softball. He spent countless hours with me practicing in the front yard. And he had a lot of patience because I wasn't very good, but he stuck it out with me. And he taught me that even though you practice and practice, you have to have the patience, because without the patience, you'll never really learn anything. And then, being the youngest of the grandchildren, with my brother and my cousin being 6 years older than me, I was always getting left out, and I was never allowed to tag along, something that always really hurt. But my grandpa was right there to pick me up and to teach me that no matter what, I could do anything on my own, and that I didn't need other people, and that I could be my own person. He also taught me that, and those are the things that he taught me. And he taught me that when someone gives you responsibilities, you have to fulfill them when they trust you. And that without patience, you'll never master what you're practicing. And that you need to be your own person and lead yourself. And that nobody else, and that you have to be independent and be yourself. Because without being yourself, who are you? And to this day, my grandfather still means a lot to me, which is why I chose him for this speech. Even though he might not be here today, he still continues to influence my life. Thank you.
Hi everyone. Talking about a loved one has been very difficult for me, because the one I'm going to talk about has passed away just over a year ago, and that one would be my grandmother. There's been a lot of memories that I have of her, and most of them are all good. All have been growing up since I've been little, obviously. As I've been growing up, we spent a lot of time together. She was a role model, a mentor, and best of all, a good friend. She was always there when I needed to talk to someone. She was someone who was always there to listen, and she gave the best advice. As a role model, I was always looking up to her, not only because I was shorter than her, but because she was a person who was very wise and knowledgeable. She worked very hard and didn't give up until 2 weeks before she passed away when she was struggling with cancer. She was a very brave woman and never complained about pain that she was experiencing. I remember when I was about 4 or 5 years old, there was a real bad thunderstorm. I felt so safe in my grandma's arms. She told me not to worry at all. She told me not to worry about it because it was only the angels bowling, and when the big crashes were big strikes. I still remember her now when there's a big storm because I know how much she loves bowlings and angels. For my birthday every year, her and my grandpa would buy these special angels that I could cherish for the rest of my life. Each angel wore a different dress and had a poem attached to it. These angels would grow just like myself. Each year, the angel was a little bigger and used to grow a little bigger. We used to play the game, guess the color of the dress. She would show me the color of the dress for the next year I was turning, and would see if I could remember the color for the rest of the whole year. They are displayed in the china cabinet in the dining room. As I walked through the room, I glanced over at them, and I'm reminded that if she is not here, that she is still my guardian angel watching over me. My grandmother was a mentor because she was there to support me through everything. She came to softball games in the rain, bowling matches, and those muddy soccer games. She soon became my confirmation sponsor and gave me the encouragement to follow my dreams and strive for what I truly want and not to give up. For example, I was not a good bowler, but Grandma always came because I knew she would give me the best advice. And she always bought French fries because she said it always used to make me bowl better. As a good friend and always a good listener, as we were younger, my grandmother was a smoker, and we would go for road trips to the Indian reservations for cigarettes for cheaper prices. Here the whole family went, including my cousins and my brother, where we would sing songs that were on the radio and play road games with each other, and we would punch each other whenever time we saw a punch bug. She would listen to me no matter what I had to say, always knew how to make me laugh. The one time we went by ourselves, and our favorite place to go is Ted's Hot Dogs or Jafafa's. And we would go there all the time, and Grandma would say that I would turn into a hot dog because I would never get sick of them. There was also another time when we were at Darien Lake, and I was so excited to ride the Superman. My mother really wanted me to go on the ride because I was always too short and thought I would be tall enough this year. So Grandma sat down, and Mom and I and my brother went on to the ride. But I wasn't tall enough. I cried to my grandma saying my mom told me I can go on the Superman, and it's all I ever wanted to do was go on the big roller coaster. So Grandma consoled me and told me I can help her watch the bags. And we would go on the merry-go-round with me before we left the park every day. Every time we go to the amusement park, I would always laugh at the other bagger watchers, and will always forever go on the merry-go-round before I leave the park. Even though my grandma's not with me now, she will always be in my heart. She has helped me through the choices I need in everyday life. She is like my guardian angel, one I'll never